Trump pastors. T. Mark Lamont Hill, hilarious. Says Steve Harvey need to be on there again. Man. King Barry Gordy, hilarious. Bernice King, hilarious. Fraudinista, hilarious. Man. 21 Savage. Yo, yeah, did y'all hear about that cop from Chicago, the cop who shot Laquan McDonald? They took him to some jail in Connecticut, I think, and they said he was assaulted in jail. And I tweeted that earlier, but that's I'm kind of suspicious about that, because to put him in a position where he would get assaulted sounds like they're trying to do a sympathy thing and make it seem like, hey, he can't do jail time because he's a target. Look, people are already attacking him. So it looked like they're trying to use that to help him. Jason Van Dyke, yeah. The dude who died in Green Correctional Facility? Who was that? Yeah, man, they might be trying to, get that dude out. Man. He said, stop giving Charlemagne a pass. No, we chopped it up. Charlemagne hit me up tonight. We were chopping it up, and I'm kind of giving him some information to ask these people, Yeah, I'm giving him information on what to ask certain people so he can be on point with stuff. The Me Too chick. Oh, yeah, the dude who died in Sandra Bland's cell. Yeah, man, this thing is heavy out here, man. This thing is real heavy out here. Sam Cooke's ownership qualities. Ownership qualities? What does that mean? Tariq is known for hating on brothers. Who did I hate on? What's up, Byron the Great? Who did I hate on, Byron? And hold on, Byron. Get on camera. Byron said I'm known for hating on brothers. Byron, get on camera. You listening to Mink Slap My Desire? That's what's up. Byron, get on camera. Byron the Great. I hate when niggas talk shit and then don't get their asses on camera. Byron, get your ass on camera. With your goddamn struggle braids. Looking like a fat Travis Scott. You like butterscotch. Get your ass on camera, nigga. I know his goofy ass ain't getting on camera. Man. Now he ain't getting on camera. The Sam Cooke mindset when it came to ownership. Well, Sam Cooke was a rider, man. Sam Cooke was a rider. He was a rider. And, back then, a lot of, because there was segregation, black people were really forced, if you had some paper, a lot of them were forced to really do the right thing and look out for people within your community, which was a good thing to a certain degree. They didn't make no bones about the discrimination back then. We were dealing with open segregation, which was still segregated now. But segregation, in that respect, it's kind of stifling, where you have to, you can't go to certain places. That's kind of stifling. So I get people wanting to be able to be free to move around more. But, we still need to have the mentality where we shouldn't be forced to have to do business with other black people. Yeah, the problem is, and this is the problem. The problem is we get dudes who get money now, and then they start talking like Brother Mayweather and Kodak Black. I'm going to the Gucci store. Fuck these niggas. Can't do that, man. That's the problem. identity is based on you being able to trick off your money on high fashion brands. And the white supremacists, they orchestrated that type of mentality all the way back in the 50s. Why is it cold in my house? It's cold as hell all of a sudden. They put out a video back in the 1950s talking about how to sell things to black people. In the 1950s, they were coming up with ways. They were like, look, we got segregation and we don't like these Negroes, but hey, these Negroes got money. So they start putting out training videos in the 1950s on how to get money out of them, the white people, because they were like, look, these black folks got their own little businesses. No, we need that money to flow over to us. Excuse me. So they came up with ways to start finessing money from us. White people, a light bulb went off. Like, wait a minute. We can still hate them, but let's at least get their damn money. Because they saw the money that was circulating in all the businesses that we had. So they were like, okay, look, what you do with black people, offer them high brand stuff, because black folks love to believe and they like to show you that they're equal, and they try to use their money to show that they're equal to whites. How to Sell to the Negro, that's the name of the video. That's a heavy video, man. I really want y'all to watch that. It's on YouTube. But they were like, look, Negroes want to feel important. They like to show that they can buy high brand stuff. The black folks like buying top of the line stuff because it's a social status thing. They were breaking that down in the 50s, dude. And that's 100% true to this very day. We believe that high brand shit will make us equal to the white supremacists. That's why we go out of our way to brag about Gucci, Fendi, Prada. We love Gucci, Versace. We love high brand shit. Gucci belts. We love dressing up. We like being able to floss high brand shit so that we can feel equal to the white supremacists. This is the mentality that a lot of black folks have. Whenever we get a sense of pride with each other, like in the 90s, remember in the early 90s, there was a sense of pride with black folks. Remember, in the early 90s, you had groups like Public Enemy, groups like X-Clan. Remember, in the early 90s, we were rocking the African medallions and all that stuff. So we had the culture. You know, had movies like Do the Right Thing. So it was all about embracing blackness. It was a wave at that time. So a lot of black designers popped up. Cross Colors, Carl Knight, Fubu, all these black designers popped up in the 90s that we supported because there was a sense of and Poor Righteous Teachers again, there was a sense of embracing our blackness. Yeah. And then, you know, with the music and all that, they going into the late 90s or the mid to the late 90s, it became about the Versace. Then it became about, you know, let me floss all this shit that I have. Yeah. And also, remember in the 90s, you know, we had riots, like the LA riots, the big, huge rebellion. They had the Million Man March. So blackness was something that was real major and it was really embraced at that time. But then, you know, the flossy thing started happening. You know, that came, you know, with the Biggie stuff. You know, Biggie kind of ushered that in to a certain degree. that floss. No, not even, I could say Biggie, but going back to Slick Rick has always been about, you know, I got my Bally's on. Well, a lot of rappers have always been about, you know, I got my clean shit on, I got my this on, I got that on. But in the 90s, it really, the coochie and all the flossy stuff, you know, that came out of the puffy thing, which wasn't bad, you know, but then, you know, that took a real big shift. But at least Puffy he started his own clothing company. Yeah, no, yeah. Even with Dapper Dan, people were still on the label thing, but it was all about them flipping it. It was all about them flipping those labels. Yeah. So your mama was flossing on Versace. What is ADOS? You may have missed that a week ago. ADOS is American Descendants of Slaves. American Descendants of Slaves. But yeah, man, shout out to the brothers who kept the hip hop fashion brands going. Everybody put their lot in. And some of y'all had your P. Miller shirts. You had your P. Miller shirts on in the early 2000s. Some of you had your Vocal sweatsuits. Ism Radio is going to be back next Tuesday. Ism Radio is going to be back next Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, I heard some of the new diss track. A lot of folks are releasing music right now. Cardi B and they got a new song called Leave Me. Good song. Real good song. It kind of reminds me of O.R. Kelly, which is interesting. They got that new Bruno Mars and Cardi B song, Please Me, and it sounds like Sex Me, baby, baby, sex me. Kind of sounds like Sex Me, R. Kelly. You heard Africans trying to say they're part ADOS? Yeah, look, I've been having, we're talking about ADOS when Black Americans are talking about tangibles that we need to be going for. There's a lot of butthurt people in the mix. And it's a lot of people who are jumping in the conversation just to derail it. I'm noticing a lot of people who are from the diaspora versus second generation immigrants, they're jumping into the conversation just to muddy it up. And you can tell the people who are not ADOS. See, the thing is, a lot of people, why are they complaining? See, why are you complaining? Because the thing is, now that we're clicking up and we're squadding up as ADOS, as our own distinct group, these other folks are going to have to fight for themselves. And that's some shit that they don't want to do. See, now it's time for everybody to for real hold your own nuts. And now that Black Americans, ADOS, we kind of let you hold your own nuts. Now you got to get out there and deal with these white supremacists on your own, which is something that y'all don't do. A lot of these people, let's be real, a lot of these people from immigrant groups, y'all don't really go toe-to-toe with these white supremacists. A lot of y'all come over here and hide your asses behind us and have us do the fight for you so that you can just soak up all the benefits that come through. You dig? And that ain't happening no more. Everybody's gonna have to hold their own nuts. Yeah, that whole piggybacking thing, that ain't gonna work. No disrespect, and that's another thing. Y'all need. What I don't like, people jumping in the conversation, and then the game ain't, what we doing ain't really about you. And people got a lot to say. I was this one dude from St. Lucia. We were going back and forth, and he was talking some bullshit, talking about his family immigrated over, because I knew he was an immigrant just by the fact that he was just down talking the ADOS movement, talking about how hard it's going to be to get reparations. How y'all going to get reparations? What you need to do, you need to get a super PAC going, and then you need to get legislation. He's talking all this shit. And I'm like, brother, where did your family immigrate from? Man, my family came over here from St. Lucia without a dime to their name. And I said, well, look, brother, you don't need to be in the mix. We having a different conversation. St. Lucia's ADOS. No, the hell it's not. How was St. Lucia ADOS? twice blessed. Explain how St. Lucia is ADOS. Explain that. Or are you just trolling? Don't nobody ask me no more about Floyd. I spoke about Floyd. St. Lucia is not no damn ADOS. Oh, I saw a clip of Roland the other day. Hilarious. When Kamala was on the Breakfast Club and people were going in on her for lying about listening to Tupac and Snoop. And Roland, I'm going to address this bullshit. They are African descendants of slaves, but ADOS don't mean African descendants of slaves. ADOS don't mean that. It's American descendants of slaves. See, the thing is, you just try to redefine the shit with your own narrative, and that's what we're talking about. It don't work like that. You don't get to redefine it. You dig? We are very specific about how we define it. This fool tried to say African descent. No, buddy. We're talking about American descendants of slaves. Then I'm hearing a lot of people, why y'all trying to be exclusive? Man, please. Y'all come over here and y'all prop your flags up. You prop your Caribbean flags up. You prop your African flags up. You go out of your way to let folks know that you are different. Okay, knock yourself out. We different. Knock yourself out. See, that little sneaky shit where you try to blend in and hide and act like a little sleeper cell and then undermine us and then jump up and act like you one of us. Oh, see, we're going to have to draw some lines in the sand on the bullshit. You dig? We're going to draw some lines in the sand. So again, the dude from St. Lucia, he was like, well, you know, I benefit y'all by being here, just like y'all benefit me. I'm like, well, I understand how we benefit you. How in the hell do you benefit us? I be contributing to the economy. Nigga told me that he contributes to the economy. I said, brother, and I say this to a lot of the immigrants, you couldn't contribute to your own economy in the home country you came from. You even admitted that your family came over here without a pot to piss in. Well, you didn't have anything to contribute until you came over here and latched on to what we already had going on. So miss me with that bullshit. Y'all don't come over here and start talking dumb. Come on now, don't play that game. Y'all came over here and got the resources that were already accumulated. You dig? What's up, Prince Varmana? Bro, you didn't have nothing. Y'all didn't have nothing, bro. You came over with our tax dollars. It's our tax dollars that's keeping you afloat. It's our work and fighting for some of these laws to bring you over. That's just you can't run from that. What's up, Oye, Omi? Where you from, bro? This ain't even no shade. I'm just talking facts. I'm just talking facts. You did? Yeah, cats kind of get over here. What resources? Oh, let me get you on, brother. Or whatever your name is. Let me get you on, brother. Because we have a brother here who sounds like he might be an immigrant himself, and he might be a little confused. So let me educate him a little bit. Oye, me, hop on, brother. Come on now. If there's any confusion, I'm going to help you. So you won't be confused.
Hello?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm alright.
No, what's your name, brother? Oye, what's your name?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oye, where you from, bro?
I'm Nigerian, but I was born and raised in Providence, Rhode Island, and I've been out in Baltimore like pretty much my whole adult life.
Did you call me the other day?
No. Okay, I never called. I watch a lot of your stuff. I never called in.
Okay, so you seem you were confused about some things. What were you confused about, brother?
Well, the thing is like I respect the whole ADOS movement and everything like that, but I feel like we're getting as much smoke as the don't feel like we should get that same kind of heat. Especially most of us only been in one generation deep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't, you know what I mean?
And the problem I have, we are in the same struggle, but the problem is we ain't fighting on the same level. That's the problem. See,
when you say we, who's we?
When I say we, Black Americans, we go at that white supremacist ass. We go after their ass. I don't see that coming from a lot of immigrants that come over here. As a matter of fact, I see many of them collaborating with these white supremacists.
Well, see, that's another thing. Here's the thing, right? I think that one misunderstands that a lot of Black Americans, they don't understand the journey. I don't know about other immigrant groups. I don't know about like Koreans, Asians, or Hispanics and stuff. But Africans, for the most part, when they come here on a one-strike rule, right? So they can't, all that uprising and all that stuff, they really can't play that game because they're coming here on a one-strike. They got a job, a work visa, a school visa. They don't have that. They're on a tightrope from the beginning. That's why everybody here is so on the up and up, because for real, most people who came here, they only had one strike, and they really was on the verge of getting kicked out for any little thing. You talk to a real immigrant, like the pioneer that came here in the 70s and 80s, they'll tell you about that shit. They worked on pins and needles for their most, you know what I'm saying? So they don't have the leeway to play that game. You know what I mean?
I get that, but I don't. They'll use that as an excuse to actually undermine Black Americans, because I've seen a lot of.
Well, I was gonna say, I understand, just because here's the thing, right? I think you have a bone to pick with a specific group, right? And like those people at the root, or those people that undermine Black progress, I feel like they're a niche group where the common denominator amongst them is not their culture, it's their agenda to undermine Black society. So like people, you're talking about the root and all these other publications, their common denominator is not that they're African. The common denominator is their agenda. And these are coons. These guys are coons by choice, not by culture. You know what I'm saying? So like my father came here in the 70s, and he was the first person to tell me, he's like, when I learned about how like the Black rights movement gets diluted and like spread out over like when it became civil rights, he was the first person to explain to me how like whenever there's a Black revolution coming, here comes all these ulterior motive groups that come in and then just like you said, dissipate the energy. So when I seen it happen in my lifetime, I wasn't so shocked by it. You know what I'm saying? And he's a Nigerian man that came as an adult. So he's the first person to tell me how things work here. But like I just think that there's this undercurrent where it's like, yeah, them Africans, I'm like, I think that both sides, like I know you say you suffer from people thinking they're better than you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think both sides suffer from something I call ignorance from a distance. The fact is that there's somewhat of a distance between the two groups and understand each other. You know, we don't understand each other's nuances. So we quickly generalize the whole pack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think I want you to be able to like for a lot of your listeners, they may jump on the bandwagon of get rid of them Africans, but I don't think they're identifying the nuance that those Africans over there, that's a very small niche group. The Africans don't really function.
And look, my crew, I roll with Nigerian cats. My dude Ola's Nigerian, my dude Mike is Nigerian, my dude Carl Promoter, he's Nigerian. So I fuck with Nigerian dudes heavy. But the problem,
how do they feel about the recent rhetoric about Africans and immigrants and stuff like that? How do they feel?
They know where I'm from. They know how I get down. They know where I'm coming from, and I'm not lumping all Africans in the same mix. If I did, I wouldn't roll with them like that. I differentiate between them and the coons. So my problem is, how do we know who the coons are? How do we screen? Because these coons are a problem, and they've been doing stuff.
Yeah, they are a problem.
They're real, and we don't need that. I mean, we've done enough. We've already stretched out our resources. We've extended our hand. The reason why immigrants can come over here is because of us. It's 100% because of us. So the last thing, go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry, you finish your point.
Because my thing is, which I really don't appreciate, I don't like that Akata bullshit that people come over here with. I've really got to know that shit right there.
I get. Let me like that's the thing I was saying about, right? So I think about the ignorance from a distance that Akata does. You got to realize, like, right, when you say Africans, right? I don't think the average Black person in America understands when they say Africans what that actually means. There's 1,000 different versions of an African. You know what I'm saying? But what you see is Africans. Okay, so what Africans see in America, there's 1,000 different versions of Americans, but they African and you just come here, you gotta remember also, right? A lot of Africans, they come from some volatile, war-torn countries, or they come from a society where their designation is not by their race, it's by their own tribe or ethnic.
Exactly.
So they've lived a life where either their oppressor was the same color as them, or their enemy was the same color as them. So when they come here, they're not on some Care Bear, hug a brother type shit. They're on some I'm sick to my people type shit.
Exactly.
So I get what you're saying with that. So
I agree. They bring that tribal thing over here. We're just another tribe that they're competing with, and we look at them like, okay, that's our African brother. We just fought and we elected our official to bring you over. You are our brother. You black, and in their mind, they're like, I ain't black like that damn Makata. I'm Yoruba.
But that is what I realize is this also is that I think a lot of times like even Africans, you talk to most Africans, the one thing they say is a big problem in Africa is tribalism. I'm like, tribalism is not wrong. Tribalism is only wrong in the context of colonialism, right? So like if the worst thing that happened to black folk is that they were stripped of their identity to dare to root back their own ties. Like if you knew that you were from the Yoruba tribe, right, you would have a problem because you can go back to Nigeria right now, go back to your land and say, fuck this place. See what I'm saying? The problem that black Americans suffer from is the fact that they've been stripped of their identity, so they're rooted in their role within a colonial context. That's the same thing that's happening in Africa right now. When you look over in Africa right now, you see all that volatility. There really isn't warfare. What happens is you have all these tribes that were self-sufficient and they were forced to merge by colonialism. And then when they so-called got the independence, now you got these separate groups that are forced to share resources like that. They're bound to be hating on to hate each other.
Now the thing is,
and that's indoctrinated. So you see what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you just saying the problem with black folks is we've been stripped of the tribal thing, and the thing that's a good thing. This is why we are in a certain position of more influence globally, because the tribal thing don't work. That tribal shit don't work. It don't work over there.
It works. It works.
How does that work?
Here's the thing is this. It worked. I feel like I said, it worked in the context of what it was originally formed. It doesn't work in the context of colonialism.
Yeah, and that's been under colonialism for 500 years. And that's the thing.
But the problem is the tribal. The problem is colonialism. That's the problem. I think one thing is that we have to come to a common ground where, like, here's the thing. As Africans, we don't have to sit here and say, oh, we're just like Americans just like us. But we do have to understand that we have a common agenda. And so when you're asking about how to identify who a coon is that once we establish an agenda, that's the most important thing. We have an agenda, and this is what we're going to do.
We got to clarify that point about that tribalism thing, because I want my African family to understand that tribal thing don't work no more.
Here's the thing, right?
How does that work, brother? How is tribalism practical in any sense right now?
Here's the thing. I have my own theory on where nature is going.
Brother. Just give me one practical reason tribalism is anywhere practical at this point in time in history. How is with black people? How is tribalism?
Go ahead. But the thing is, here's the thing. What you're doing right now is establishing a new tribe. That's the irony, is that you're opposing tribalism in the traditional sense, but what ADOS or foundational, what you call the foundational black something, you're establishing a new tribe of people. You may not call it that. You may not call it that, but that's what you're doing. What you're going to do is establish an agenda and be able to allocate resources that come to you in an organized sense.
We are already treated as a separate tribe. That's the problem. We're already treated as a separate tribe by everybody else. Nobody in Africa has said, hey, black Americans, come on over here. The African Union hasn't said, black people, come over here. None of these immigrant groups have said, black people, come over here. We've said, come over here and join us. We said, come over here and we'll fight to help you and help you maintain your integrity. We'll create an economic base for you. We've been on some kumbaya shit and nobody else has, and now we've become weakened. So now we're going to start saying, okay, let's look out for our family here.
But Tariq, you got to understand that's beneath your level of understanding what's going on. You know yourself. You
and y'all let people,
but the minority in power.
People come over there and take over. Y'all could have ran them up out of there a long damn time ago. Damn that. Y'all. Shit. Kill their ass.
Dude,
man, please.
Tariq, let's think about this thing, right? When you look at Africa, you know damn well, right? Most people come into power in most of these countries because they got the cosign or they were empowered by some European nation that gave them the guns and resources to take over that country. Dude. Right? I mean, like, for example, like, come on, let's be real. Bruh. When you look at, for example, bro, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. If you want to take,
man, y'all can just run them up.
Okay, I'll give you examples to it, right? In Nigeria, right? There's like 3 major ethnic groups, right? In most African countries, you have a bunch of different ethnic groups, right? And then one group comes into power.
That's the thing, y'all fight other ethnic groups because some of us over there will slaughter a whole different ethnic tribe, but the white folks over there, we can't do that now. That's nigger slanging right there, brother. Y'all, they will slaughter a whole African tribe.
Don't ever give me the talk of niggas. I'm not, because I'm trying to get you to understand that there's a parallel struggle that's going on. You're like, oh, why y'all doing this? You gotta understand, they still control the resources, especially the military. The one thing America would never let, America is like this. America is like the nigga holding a gun room. If the world was one big room with people in it, right? America's nigga holding a gun. Africa is the nigga holding all the resources. Africa is like a nigga who got all the resources and no power. Okay? America always got the pistol to the back of the head of every nigga with all this shit. And that's how America runs shit. So motherfuckers can't move because they literally got a gun to their head. Anybody who opposes Western, like, power structure gets eliminated. And they'll just empower, what they do is this. They'll take ethnic group A and empower them, right? And when ethnic group B becomes oppressed or whatever, if ethnic group B has a problem, they want a revolution, they want to do a revolution, all they do is need support from Western power, and then they always
use that tribalism against y'all, man. They use their tribalism against each other. They use the tribalism against
but that was exactly, you gotta realize most African countries, they weren't, these, like, for example, Nigeria, the groups didn't come together and say, hey, let's form a country.
That goes back to our history. Y'all bring that tribalism shit here, and we don't look at each other as a different tribe. We look at you black.
You would if you knew what you would if you knew what tribe. If you the thing is most Africans don't identify by nation, identify by their own ethnic group first.
And that's why
the only thing
is in shambles. Do you understand that? You understand that fact?
I hear you, but you gotta also realize we didn't. It's like Africans didn't pick their country. Like you know what I'm saying? Africans didn't say let's put together a country. So if you're saying like tribalism is wrong, but no, colonialism was imposed on tribalism. Before colonialism, tribalism they were self-sufficient. Okay, they didn't have to rely on external resources. They were self-sufficient. That's why you asked me like how does tribalism work? I was like tribalism would work if you weren't trying to work tribalism within the context of a country or colonial.
But you're not in that context no more. Y'all been under white supremacy for the last 500 years. So why are they still doing something that's
so let me ask you a question, Tariq. Let me ask you a question. You said the last 5. Wait. You said the last 500 years, right?
Yeah.
Tribalism has been around thousands of years before this. So you want us to surrender our tribal beliefs for colonial power structure? No, it don't.
And that's y'all hell bent on that. This is why a lot of y'all, when y'all come here, we're going to have to differentiate our people from your folks. Because
that's not a problem. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tariq.
Shit on us over here. See, y'all bring that over here and undermine us. So we can't have that. That's the thing.
Here's the thing, Tariq. I'm not opposed.
Your tribalism, y'all ain't one of us, so we can't ride with y'all like that. That's why you got to hold
No, that's what we fuck up. Is the thing is this.
No, you just said you ain't giving up the tribal belief. Hold your own nut and deal with that white supremacy.
Why?
So that's the thing. Just because we hold on to our identity does not mean we have to be at odds. The fact that you guys
She's making me mad. Fuck.
Y'all got this thing like we hate on you. No, we hate on you. Hold your own nut mean you just do your own thing.
This nigga off of here.
No.
I feel like
just like you treat us. The same thing.
What's the Dick Gregory saying? He said we acting like crabs in a barrel. Who turned on the heat?
No,
right? We didn't turn on the fucking heat.
You just said your tribe. You ain't giving that up. Then hold Y'all deal with the white supremacists then.
Listen, Tariq, I think the thing is,
because y'all want us to fight for you. Y'all want to come and have us.
No, we don't. Who said that? Tariq, I got a bone to pick, right? I'm gonna ask you this question.
We don't sit up and let you do that shit to us like that. That's the thing about us. We're the minority population in America. We will put them bangs on their ass. That's the thing. The world recognizes that about us. We're outnumbered, we're outgunned, and we'll still take our shirt off and throw them fucking things up. That's how we built different, and that's why everybody comes.
You telling me that there's never been you're telling me that you don't that in different African countries that there aren't rebel African groups that fight
over there.
But
let's be real. Over there, got small white, a handful of white folks can come in and start smacking black folks around over there, and don't nobody do shit. Let's just keep it real, brother.
But see, when you say, that's the problem. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? Ignorance from a distance.
It's not true, bro. I just saw a video over in South Africa, white teachers smacking up black kids in the school over there in South Africa. His population over there.
But what was I saying? Nuance, right? I'm Nigerian, right? So I can't answer for every single African country specific, whatever dynamic, right? But that's what I'm talking about. You don't realize how much you suffer from the ignorance from distance because you just described something that going on in South Africa. I thought y'all was Nigerian. So there's a nuance about
now y'all ain't that's them over there. That's that tribe. It's them. It's the same thing over there in Nigeria. Y'all ain't really pushing back on the white supremacists over there, bro.
Tariq, are you and Steve Harvey? Are you and Steve Harvey the same Negro?
What do you mean?
Are you and Steve Harvey the same Negro?
Yeah, we're descendants of slaves. Now he's coonish. But we call out our coons. We call our coons out though. That's the thing. And we put our coons over there. We know not to have coons around us. Y'all making you making it seem like cooning is okay. That's family. He's just from a different tribe. So y'all embrace the coonery, and that's the problem. We don't
Who told you that? No, they don't. No.
We don't want to embrace your coons too.
Africans do not embrace coons. Africans do not embrace coons. That's why. Do you know those people? Those publications that you be talking about? You notice they don't be a part of. They're not a part of no mainstream African group. They don't work with no African media groups. They're not in the. They're not. Those are niche Africans that you're talking about.
Brother,
that are aligned with that ideology.
Brother, listen, there's a reason why there's a big giant ass statue of white Jesus in the middle of Nigeria. There's a reason why there's a big ass statue.
There's a white Jesus in every black person's house in America.
The hell it is. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
You're telling me that white Jesus. You're telling me white Jesus is an African thing.
Black folks.
You telling me white Jesus is an African thing?
Unless it's some old coon. We don't embrace the white fucking Jesus like that, bruh. We don't embrace that, and you know that. You don't see this generation of black folks.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Ignorance from a distance, right? You said we don't embrace white Jesus.
This ain't no damn
ignorance. This is why
they out here rocking some white Jesus bullshit in black America.
This is why tribalism is necessary because guess what? Our tribal beliefs precedes the Jesus beliefs. It precedes that. The fact that our identity is tied to that, it precedes anything about a Jesus. That whole thing about putting a Jesus in the middle of Nigeria, whatever you're talking about, that's colonialism for you. The symbolism behind that is just the land.
So how is your tribe working? And y'all got a big white Jesus up there, and it's just there, and everybody's walking around with and all this old bullshit. How is the tribalism working, bro?
That's what happens when you have a conquered land. That's what happens. They're gonna put their own symbolism down. That's all that is.
If you conquer, why y'all having tribalism? Why don't y'all conquer the people who's colonizing you?
Why don't we conquer the Europeans? You saying?
The people colonizing you, yes. You're the majority over there. And you up here talking about
that's like
see the white supremacists. They have their little tribes, but they put that shit to the side to come colonize.
Tariq, you know what city I'm in right now?
You over here?
You know what city I'm in right now?
You're in America.
You know what city I'm in right now?
You're in Rhode Island?
I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
I've been on here for the last almost 15 years. Okay, so you don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about Like, where
We're
did
thinking about us, brother. Just hold your own nuts. That's all we're saying. Just do you.
you
You got to try.
have you talked? Have you talked to a Nigerian, like a pioneer African that came here in the 60s and 70s? Have you really talked to them? Like, have you really actually had a conversation about their experience and their journey into becoming what we now see as prosperous Nigerians? Have you actually had a conversation with them about their journey?
Dude, hold your own nuts.
So then you can't speak. But that's the thing.
It doesn't benefit
You
me
talk
one way
to
or
Africans.
another. It doesn't benefit me or any other black person. Hold your own nuts.
Are you kidding me?
You're your own tribe.
That's the point. That's the thing. Africans been holding their nuts.
They what?
They've been holding their nuts.
No, we've been helping you. Y'all been helping us help you. You think y'all been
In what
helping
way?
us help you? What? We were in the 60s getting our brains bashed in, helping bring y'all over here. White people didn't want y'all over here. It was black folks in the civil rights movement bringing y'all over here, man. Even now, we're electing officials to bring y'all over
No,
here.
Tariq, stop. I hear what you're saying, but let me.
No.
Can you tell me?
Is that true or not?
Can you tell me? That's true for us. You know that's true for white women. That's true for Jews. I want to know, where is a pool of resources that Africans
Bro, I'm about to turn this shit off.
and died in a pool of resources that black
I don't
folks
give a
gave?
fuck.
You know how hard it is?
Our tax dollars, dude. What do y'all think y'all get?
Shit is retarded, bro. I'm not listening to this stupid ass shit.
I'm dead ass. I wish my father was here right now, right? My father came to this country with a college degree, and I'm having to drive taxes and wash dishes because they didn't accept his degree. There was no tax dollars for Africans. Let me tell you something. You gotta really talk to Africans about their journey. There is no tax dollars that help motherfuckers that came. When they came here, actually Africans will see on each other's floors.
Y'all came over here to a country and an economy that was built on us.
I give y'all credit for what y'all went through and establishing this country from slavery on forward. But to sit there and say that Africans came here
Y'all trying to make it seem like it was just slavery, the civil rights movement. We've always had the Pan
I understand that. I'm not disputing.
We elect the officials that have the immigration laws that help y'all get over here now. It was our black leaders in the 70s and 80s helping y'all get over here now. It's our tax dollars that's helping y'all go to school over here now.
I'm gonna go to school. Tariq, I wish I could upload my student loans. What are y'all talking about? I just want to say like this, right? Forget what we told me before.
What school did you go to?
I went to Morgan State. I went to Morgan State, and I ain't get shit for being African. I ain't get shit. I ain't get shit for being African. I went to Morgan State, an HBCU.
Money for immigrants, brother. They got pools of money.
Where is it?
Hold on,
give me the address.
My thing is about to cut off. I got to restart. I'm gonna restart and come back on.
All right.
Stupid as fuck.